Since the dawn of time, humans have looked to the sun as a source of life, warmth, and mystery. For ancient Egypt, no god symbolized this better than Ra, the sun god. But who was Ra? And how did the people of ancient Egypt honor him through intricate rituals and offerings? In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and chaos, known as Nun. Out of this primordial sea rose a lotus flower, and when it bloomed, Ra emerged, a radiant force, the embodiment of the sun and light. The Egyptians believed that Ra was the first god, creator of all that existed. By his very breath, he formed the other gods and the cosmos itself, making him not only the sun, but the father of all creation. Every day, Ra sailed across the sky in his solar boat, shedding light and life onto the earth. His journey wasn't merely a passage through the heavens. Ra also traveled through Duat, the Egyptian underworld, each night. Here, he faced Apep, the serpent of chaos, who attempted to consume him and plunge the world into darkness. Egyptians believed that Ra's nightly victory over Apep was a triumph over chaos, ensuring that the sun would rise again each morning. Ra's worship involved daily rituals, typically led by temple priests, who performed precise and structured ceremonies. At dawn, priests gathered in Ra's grand temples, especially at Heliopolis, to greet the sunrise with specific chants and hymns, welcoming Ra back to the earth. This daily ritual was essential because it symbolized Ra's successful journey through the underworld, assuring that the world would continue to thrive under his light. The priests would open the temple doors at dawn to release Ra into the world. They then lit incense, which symbolized Ra's presence in the air, filling the sacred spaces with fragrant smoke, representing both life and purity. The act of lighting incense was accompanied by chants and hymns, often from the pyramid texts or coffin texts, ancient collections of religious writings inscribed with praises for Ra's power and his role in maintaining order. Offerings were a core part of Ra's worship. Priests presented Ra with foods like bread, fruit, and roasted meat, as well as wine and milk. These items symbolized abundance and were believed to nourish Ra's spirit. The offerings were placed on elaborate altars and would often be left in the sun to be absorbed by Ra. Once the ritual concluded, the food would be distributed among the priests and those in need, symbolizing Ra's gift returning to his followers. Ancient Egyptians also performed animal sacrifices for Ra, particularly birds and cattle, symbolizing life-giving sustenance. Although Ra was a god of light, sacrifices acknowledge that Ra also controlled life's more complex and sometimes harsh cycles. Egyptians also carried amulets dedicated to Ra, seeking his protection in their daily lives. The scarab beetle, a symbol of Ra's morning form, Khepri, was especially popular. Scarabs represented rebirth and transformation, believed to carry Ra's power to renew and protect the wearer. Another powerful symbol was the Eye of Ra, which represented Ra's protective gaze over Egypt. This symbol was depicted as a fiery, all-seeing eye and was often used in temples or on personal items to ward off evil and harm. Egyptians also created elaborate statues of Ra, crowned with the sun disk and cobra, symbolizing his strength and authority. These statues were often placed in temples or homes where daily rituals and small offerings would be made. Festivals were also held to honor Ra, allowing all Egyptians to participate in worship. One of the largest was the Feast of the Valley, held yearly in Thebes to honor Ra and other deities, where people celebrated with feasts, songs, and dances. Another major festival was the beautiful Festival of the Desert Valley, which included a procession of Ra's image carried from the temple to visit deceased loved ones' graves, a moment of unity between the living and the dead under Ra's gaze. Ra was especially significant to the pharaohs, who claimed to be his living representatives on earth. Pharaohs took on titles such as Son of Ra and included Ra's symbols in their royal regalia, such as the sun disk on their crowns, reaffirming their divine right to rule. By associating themselves with Ra, pharaohs positioned themselves as the protectors of Ma'at, or cosmic order, making Ra's favor essential for maintaining Egypt's prosperity. During Pharaoh Akhenaten's reign, Ra's worship evolved further. Akhenaten declared Aten, the sun disk, as the sole god and emphasized solar worship in a revolutionary shift from traditional polytheism. This change didn't last, but it highlighted how deeply the Egyptian people revered Ra, viewing the sun as both a giver of life and a divine presence. Ra's influence remains strong today, his legacy preserved in Egypt's pyramids, temples, and ancient texts. Museums around the world display Ra's images and symbols, and he continues to be referenced in literature and popular culture. Through Ra, the ancient Egyptians expressed their respect for the sun as a source of life, creation, and divine power, a reverence that reminds us of the enduring mysteries of our universe. From his rise from the primal waters to his nightly journey through the underworld, Ra's story demonstrates that for the people of ancient Egypt, the sun was not only a source of light, but a divine being that watched over them. Through daily rituals, offerings, and celebrations, they showed their devotion to the god who represented life itself. And every evening as the sun set, they knew Ra's promise would hold. He would return to bring life and order to the world once more.